Hello. In this video, I'm going to discuss this world of self-talk, this conversation that we're having in our mind all the time. For many of us, it can be quite critical and judgmental of our behavior, our appearance, our life, our relationships. What we want to seek to do is improve that relationship we have in our mind and improve the conversation so that we can improve our mental health. Now, it's hardly surprising, first of all, that many of us struggle with our self-talk. We live in a society fueled by comparison now. We have these devices whereby we can compare our appearance, our life, our work, our career, everything we're doing to everybody else. So it's hardly surprising that's going to create difficulty in the mind. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 simple exercises you can do to begin creating a more positive conversation in your mind and begin that journey to improving your mental health. The first exercise I think is really good to do, and I'd recommend doing this either each day or on a weekly basis at the end of your week. Is some form of reflective exercise of what you have been doing that you're really happy about. So for many of us, we're constantly focused on the next thing with our work, our life, our relationships, what we're going to buy, and we don't spend enough time thinking about what we have done and do like about ourselves. So if you sit down with a pen and piece of paper at the end of your work day or the end of your work week and spend 5 minutes just writing everything you're happy about that you did, everything you're happy about to do with your health, maybe some exercise, some time outdoors, it could be to do with work, some particular task you've done, it could be to do with relationships, connecting with loved ones, whatever it may be. But if you write down a list of everything you're happy about that you've done, what you'll find is during that experience, you'll have a more positive conversation with yourself for that period of time. You'll think, yeah, I'm really happy I did this and that, whatever it may be. What we want to do is start training the mind to inherently build conversations, positive conversations, in a kind of normal basis as we're strolling around our life. For many of us, as we're navigating life, it's a lot of negative conversation. If we take some time each day or each week to have a positive conversation, write down all the things we're happy about we did, what we find is that begins to transfer into our life and we begin noting the more positive experiences we're having. So that's the first thing I would do. Reflect on what you're happy about that you've done either that day or that week and have an enjoyable conversation. Tell yourself that you're proud of yourself for each thing that you did. The next exercise I think is really good to do, and something that for me has been the most powerful exercise I've done, is something I like to call self-talk walks. I love walking out in nature, and I think it's really powerful to spend a bit of time in silence when we can. Not necessarily the whole walk if that's uncomfortable to you, but spending periods of time in the quiet is very valuable for our mind to process the emotions that we're experiencing. If you're on a walk and you see kind of a bench coming up or something, and you know that for 5 minutes you could kind of just have a conversation with yourself, what I would do is, as you see a bench or a tree or whatever it is, some kind of landmark coming up that you can identify with, tell yourself that as you walk past that, you're going to have a really positive conversation with yourself for the next 5 minutes or the next few hundred meters, whatever it may be. And as you walk past it, begin listing in your mind things that you're really happy about that you've been doing. Similar to the reflective writing exercise, I think it can be so powerful just going through in your mind everything you're doing at the moment that you're happy you're doing. We're so focused on what we're not doing, and we can live within that world of constant negative doubt of all our behavior and of our appearance. Spend some time doing your self-talk walk and think about everything you're happy about in your life. Your relationships, your work, anything you've done striving towards work that you're looking to achieve, anything to do with your appearance, your health. If you build in that conversation, you will find it just transfers into your daily life, and occasionally a more positive self-talk may arise. The third exercise I think is very good to do, and I mentioned this briefly in the previous meditation video, is mindfulness, and more specifically, compassion-based mindfulness or self-talk mindfulness practices. So compassion is this idea of giving love to anything and giving love in the mindfulness context to your own mind. And if you go on an app called Insight Timer, which I mentioned previously, you can actually search, this is all free, this stuff, you can search compassion meditation or self-talk meditation, and it will guide you through a particular mantra and conversation that you can have with your head. When we're looking at improving our self-talk, what we're really wanting to focus on is just building in positive conversations on a regular basis so our mind gets used to it. It's so used to doubting our behavior and creating negative conversations. The more we can start filling the other side of the gap with a positive more affirming and loving conversation for ourselves, the more you'll find a positive self-talk naturally creates and then transfers into improving your mental health. So what you've got: reflective exercises, self-talk walks, and compassion-based meditations. I cannot recommend enough just experimenting with it. Just try it out, experiment with these things, see the effect it has, and then see how it might improve your experience in your mind. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you have any questions, feel free to note them down below and I'll get to them soon. Have a lovely day.